Hi, I'm Michelle the Irritable Vegan and welcome back to the second video in my Sourdough September series. If you haven't seen the first video yet, then you've missed out on sweet and fluffy sourdough French toast. I'll leave a link to that video above and below. Today we're moving on to lunch with Smoky sourdough stuffed pepper. This is spicy and herby, stuffed full of quinoa, a FODMAP safe serve of black beans and crunchy sourdough croutons. I hope you enjoy it. We'll begin with the sourdough croutons. To a large mixing bowl, add 100 grams of diced sourdough bread. Drizzle over 1 tablespoon of garlic oil and salt and pepper. Using your hands, massage the oil and spices into the bread. Tip the croutons onto a baking tray and spread them out into a single layer. Toast in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 12 to 15 minutes until lightly toasted. Into the same mixing bowl, add 300 grams of cooked quinoa, 1 large grated carrot, 2 large diced common tomatoes, 80 grams of canned drained black beans, 30 grams of spring onion greens, 50 grams of sliced olives, green or black, 1 teaspoon of finely chopped fresh chilli, 1 tablespoon of grated fresh ginger, 2 tablespoons of fresh thyme, 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast, half a teaspoon of smoked paprika, half a teaspoon of ground cumin and a generous grind of salt and pepper. Squeeze over the juice of a fresh lime and stir everything together really well to mix the herbs and spices throughout. Add in the toasted croutons and mix again. In an oiled skillet or baking dish, lightly oil the outside of 2 red bell peppers and pack with the filling. This recipe is FODMAP safe at 2 servings with the extra quinoa eaten on the side. If you prefer, there's enough stuffing to completely fill 4 peppers, but you would need some additional accompaniments to make it a complete meal. Cover the peppers with tin foil and roast in the preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, the peppers should have started to soften. Remove the foil and tip the excess quinoa mixture into the hot skillet. Return the skillet to the oven, increase the heat to 210 degrees Celsius and cook uncovered for 15 minutes until the peppers are blackened to your liking. This dish is equally delicious either hot or cold, so it's a perfect make-ahead lunch to take to work or school. The peppers and quinoa will last up to 3 days in the fridge, but be aware that the sourdough croutons do soften if not eaten right away. I serve mine with fresh rocket leaves, avocado and sour cream. To make the sour cream, stir lime juice and a pinch of salt through 125 grams of coconut yogurt, add in an optional sprinkle of dried chili flakes to taste. I dish out a generous bed of the spicy, crunchy quinoa stuffing, then add the beautifully charred roast pepper on top. Serve with a FODMAP safe 30 gram portion of ripe avocado and sprinkle generously with chopped fresh basil leaves. I drizzle mine with a generous dollop of the homemade sour cream and serve with extra lime for squeezing over the whole dish. As previously mentioned, the safe serving here is half of this entire recipe, with 1 stuffed pepper and half the remaining quinoa stuffing served on the side. If you prefer, you could stretch the stuffing out to fill 4 bell peppers and serve each as a starter or with accompaniments. I know stuffed peppers are a bit of a cliche for vegans, but hopefully the addition of crunchy sourdough croutons and the crispy spiced quinoa will give you a new spin on an old classic. There can be some confusion regarding what is and isn't considered safe when it comes to low FODMAP sourdough. As always, I work off the Monash app guidelines for safe servings. Check out some of my go-to resources in the description box below to help clear things up. If you're enjoying Sourdough September, then you'll be pleased to hear there's one more recipe to come, a hearty bread and beans stew, perfect for autumn. If you don't want to miss that, then be sure to hit subscribe and tap the notification bell below. With these delicious breakfast and lunch recipes to choose from, let me know in the comments below if we've managed to inspire you to experiment with sourdough this September. Until next time, thanks so much for watching and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!